Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well today. So in this video I'm going to be discussing two experiences that I've had with the gray aspect of La Santa Muerte. Not to be confused with the silver aspect, who is completely different. The silver aspect, she appeared in a shimmering silver dress with like a silver flower like in her hair, like on the side, like a big flower in her hair. And there was a sound, it sounded like coins jingling or something like that kind of a sound. The gray aspect was nothing like that. The gray aspect, I've only seen her once, but I've had two kind of interactions with her. The first time, and just for context, the gray aspect is the aspect that presides over taking spirits of the deceased to their afterlife. She is the shepherd of souls. And so the first time I was at my first altar I ever had to La Santa Muerte, my really small little old altar that I had a long time ago. And when I had that altar, I remember I was at the altar one time and you could hear the sound of someone begging and crying for forgiveness. And this was someone from my past, from when I was much younger, someone who had wronged me deeply. And they had since, I lost contact with that person and they ended up passing away from cancer. And I never had any real interactions with them once I stopped talking to them. Funny enough, I do remember them reaching out to me through Facebook one time, asking would I forgive them, and I'm not really a hateful person at all, and so I told them, sure, yes, I forgive you. But I didn't really think too much of it. I didn't hear from them ever again. Turned out they ended up dying. I guess they were dying from cancer. They didn't tell me that. I didn't know that. But they were somebody who had wronged me deeply. And so when I was at the altar, I could hear him like crying and pleading, saying, "Leroy, please forgive me." He was saying it over and over. And I didn't think anything of it. Well, I thought about it, of course, because it was eerie. But it kind of came in and then it kind of faded out. And it turned out, I guess it was the gray aspect who kind of brought him around a little bit. And I found out after that fact, I looked it up and it turned out he had passed away. So that was when I first found out he had passed away. Now, fast forward to much more recently, although not maybe earlier this year, if not late last year, I was at my altar, my new altar, and there were multiple spirits coming forth with messages, and he came forward. And it was interesting because he was accompanied by the gray aspect of La Santa Muerte. And I saw her, and she did not look like how some other aspects have appeared. And I know it's true, any aspect can change how they look. They can show up in different forms, even if it's all the same aspect. But this one, she looked kind of more like one of those Dementors from Harry Potter a little bit, except with like a skull face. I would have to draw an image. I'll draw an image and I'll post it. I'll post it like up here somewhere so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll draw a picture after I finish talking here. But yeah, it was strange. I could see him. He was standing in a void of just a black void. He was standing there, but it looked like there was like a mist around him, like a layer of fog on the ground. And in the back, like behind him, I could scarcely make out like a cave entrance with like a darkness in the cave. But the gray La Santa Muerte aspect, she was behind him, kind of like standing there like a chaperone. Like she was just kind of bring him along to speak what he needs to speak and then taking him off. But she brought him forward so he could ask formally for forgiveness from me. And it was unexpected. It felt like just out of the blue, like out of nowhere. And again, this was somebody I hadn't talked to in like years. But it was strange that she brought him forward. And I haven't had that many interactions with this aspect, but I'm telling you about it now because, you know, I don't always get to see what the aspects look like, and I did get to see this one. And so I thought I would just share with you how she appeared to me. But yeah, I gave him his forgiveness, and I meant it with my whole heart or whatever. She kind of put a hand on his shoulder and kind of turned him away from me and walked him towards the cave, and then like the image kind of went away. But I did think it was really interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to share that small interaction with the gray aspect of La Santa Muerte. So what do you guys think about that? Have you ever interacted with this aspect? I don't know anybody else who has. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Drop a like if you liked, and I hope to see all of you really soon in the next one. Take care.